Hello, the game has started. It's me to go first. Wow, pretty horrendous. The only options, I think, are playing Qi, QI, or changing. But Qi... Well, let me see. Qi is 22 points. I think this is worth doing. I have Dido on my rack, I have an I for going under the Q, and this is 22 points. So I'm going with this. And it's also denying opponent the double word square, which the central square is. And it doesn't only deny them that spot, it also prevents them from reaching any of the other double word squares. Now, this rack isn't terrible, given what I started with. I have Odium and Duomi on my rack. They both play. So opponent had an I as well. If takes a D in front, which I've got. So I've got 2 spots for Duomi, and I think this is the highest scoring, 17. Well, still non-bingo-y, but a couple of vowels. So I will probably be playing. I have pound on my rack. I have ungod. So just I's, O's and U's so far. A's and E's are the more bingo-y vowels. Mo takes an E in front. So what to do here? I do have ungod and pound in row N. I think those will be better than changing. So do I play this or do I play ungod? And I'm just looking in column 7 to see if anything plays there. And it doesn't. Let me just take this back for a moment because I do have an N for chin. So do I have anything ending in N? Well, what about playing gun? 17 points. Let me consider the score for pound. 23, only 6 fewer points, giving almost nothing away, but a pretty clunky rack leave. What about ungod? I think this is the best rack leave of the moves I've considered. C and P go quite well with the U. The P goes under the U, and not many tiles do. So I am going with this. And a more balanced rack. This is the closest I've come to a bingo, but I don't have one. Certainly not a 7. I've got an A for going underneath the N. Okay, well, 32 points, that's not a vast amount. Emo is good, lip is good. Gop isn't, but cop is. 30 points, wow, and not a bad rack leave, and not giving much away. Lip takes A, E and S, but emo only takes an S. Meld takes an S, but I can't do anything about that. I don't think I'm going to score 30 points elsewhere. I could play Copal, but only 2 more points, and I think A and L help this rack. I'm going with this. Wow, I draw the first blank, and the rest of the rack fairly bingo-y, just vowel dry, so the blank would probably need to be a vowel to have a bingo. I have a glitter as an 8 through the right floater, I or E, but is there a 7? So blank as an A, no. Wow, opponent with an S. Provides an O. Well, I don't have anything beginning with O. So let me continue looking for sevens. There are 7-letter lanes. GIF is good, for example. So E, no I, no O, and U. So I'm not seeing a bingo. I trail by 17. How can I sort this rack out? Well, let me just consider the N as a floater, because I could have an 8-letter play with 2 vowels. Well, rattling, but the N is not in the right position for that. So what do I want to do? Well, I guess I want to get rid of the G and split up the T's. How to do that? I could play GAT, but LRT isn't a great rack leave. They would suffer if I duplicated any of those tiles. And it's not going to score very much. But I'm not seeing anything else. Wow, only 12 points. What about playing Gart? The R is a good tile. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave the R on my rack. Am I? This floater is pretty useless for me, given that I'm keeping a T. Well, I guess the T can go under GIF. Yeah, I'm going with this. Wow, pretty good pick. 2 vowels. Z's pretty much always a welcome sight. I may not have a bingo, but I'll be leaving a good rack leave and have the opportunity to score well. But could I have a bingo here? Glitzier through a G or an I. I've got the G of ungod for an ing ending. Strelitsy is good onto an I. Strelitsy, is that 9 letters long? Yeah, so maybe it's Strelitz, which is good. So do I have Strelitz through this T? Wow. I think I may. Yes, I do. Fantastic. Will that stay available? And yeah, I have Strelitz in 2 spots in column 10. However, that may well be blocked. Where are the other floaters? And could I have a 7 here? I've got the IZE ending, but that doesn't go well with LRT. I've got the IER ending, not seeing anything there. Opponent taking an ominously long time with their play. So what else is there? I feel there could be something else here. This is a very bingo-y rack, apart from the Z. So anything beginning with O. No. Now how about the N? Not many words begin with N, but a lot more begin IN and EN. I would have laterized through an A or an E. But surely opponent's going to play around GAT. GAT takes an E. Oh wow, Strelitz remains available from the top. Fantastic. And this is going to be a volatile play. Strelitz for 70. And I draw U, V and W. Fantastic. I've got the R and O to make Vrow, so I do have Vrows at the moment in row A. But surely row A is the hottest spot on the board. Look at row H, potential for a 6-letter Z play. I'm close to that. If I had an E, I would have Zouave. Now what can I do? I have over through the E. That would leave C-A-U-W, so I'm not seeing anything great there. I'm looking to play off at least 2 of U, V and W. Now I have Vrow through the R of Strelitz, preserving the R. So I have 2 spots to get rid of U, V and W. And I think it's very unlikely that an opponent will play vertically in column 9 or 11. Strelitz does take an I, but, well, it's going to be difficult to find a word which begins diff following by I. So, do I have any other options? Well, no, but both of those options I've mentioned with Vrow are very good. And one of them is likely to remain available 14 minutes on each of our clocks. Great, just 18 for opponent, and my preferred spot remains available. So Vrow's for 33. Wow, fantastic. Pick up. I have Chariots in column 14. What else do I have? Anything with N or O? Chaito-san is the bingo with an N. Oh, that doesn't play. Nothing ending in G. I'm not seeing a 7 here. Haricots and Actorish are the anagrams of Chariots, but they may all be blocked. Now, opponent does block. But do I have anything with A, R and this rack? Not that I can see. So what about this L of Strelitz? Gosh, I only lead by 30. So a play could end AL. Not seeing anything. Anything beginning with V? I don't think so. R not available, only 6 available squares after it. Not seeing anything with BE. Nerva takes an S. Well, I'm not seeing a bingo there. O and N. Well, I don't think Chaito-san has an anagram, or does it? Not that I can see. I would have H-oats through an E. Now, what about anything ending N-E? Such a nice rack. No, not seeing anything there. So, what to do? Do I have anything beginning with Z? Wow. Surprised that I don't. And I'm looking for a 6-letter play. I do have Zatties, but that's not long enough. I guess Z doesn't go well with C and H. Let me see what Hogs scores. That's 38 points with a half-decent rack leave, offering very little to opponent. Just doesn't feel best. 11 minutes on my clock. Is there really no bingo here? So there is the R of Strelitz. So the 3 anagrams are Chariots, no, Actorish and Haricots. None of them play. If I had a 7, it may play in column 11 because of Zar and Zo. So I could play H down here. 31 points hanging on to the S. I think that's worth doing because the S has value over and above its normal value. for going on the end of Nerva, and leaving column 15 alone is not particularly dangerous. And this restricts opponent from scoring off the Z. Yeah, and takes out a bingo lane, which is good since I lead. Just still slightly concerned I'm missing a bingo, but I think I have thought for long enough. I draw another S, which is good because I can burn one of them in column 15 and save the other for a bingo. And opponent surely attracted to this H next to a double word square. Oh, wow, I was just about to play kegs in that spot. 33 points. So do I have a play beginning ZA? No. KI is good. So I have, wow, I have Caro. 28 points, decent score, decent rack leave. Not, column 15, not, well, it is dangerous, but it's not as dangerous as sticking a vowel next to a triple word square. Any play in column 15 will create a new lane. 28 points is good with the K. On this board, I'm not seeing anywhere to score more. I'm going, wow, just what about playing core I? An extra 6 points. I don't have Cora. I'm not playing Cora, I'm playing Caro. So I don't have that option. Caro takes an O. I am going with this. So I have Brassy and Basia and Brazes in column 15. What if those are blocked? I have Brassia in row C. Fantastic. Now, hopefully, opponent takes out column 15 for a miserly score. They've already played 47. So, all of these plays are going to score the same. My determining factor is what goes next to this triple letter square. So Brassy puts an I there, Basia puts an E, and Brazes puts an E. So what's more dangerous, E or I? Well, look at the remaining tiles. All of the big tiles have gone. So it's going to be better to put an I there because W and Y don't go next to an I. So Brassy, that was my play. 81 points. It does take an R, so opponent could get a good score across from the H. But I think they could get a much bigger score if I put an E next to this triple letter square and they played a W or a Y down to this double word square. So I'm going with this. And I draw the second blank and a ridiculously good rack. I may not have a bingo, but I might do. It's more the tightness of the board than anything else, which is going to mean I don't have one because this is a super rack. Now, opponent plays 35 points. Oh, wow, I only lead by 60, but I think in the context of the tightness of the board and my current rack, I should be able to survive, but the remaining pool is super bingo-y. Opponent could easily have a bingo ending ER. 7 minutes on my clock. So what to do? Well, should I look for sevens? Is there anywhere for a 7 to play? No, there isn't. DI takes nothing in front. And, well, I've got Y endings, LY endings, but very limited opportunity for that. I think it's just the N. I would need the N in third place. Let me consider this rack. 6 minutes on my clock with an N. Not seeing anything so far. Wow, close. No, not seeing anything. So, is it worth looking for plays ending in R or L? I don't think so. Should I be looking to block this area? Well, interesting. I can do this. Yale for 20, keeping a decent rack lead, taking out ER ending plays. Now, did I consider plays beginning with V? 5 minutes on my clock. V plays Vilayet is only 1E. Venately not good. I don't think opponents created anything super hot bottom right because it would be 2 vowels followed by a tile. Column 12 next to the H, not massive. Yeah, I am going with Yale for 20. Well, still not seeing anything down from the V. Fortunately, I did not draw the W, so hopefully that might be preventing opponent from bingoing. Ah, well, this G's available for an ING play. Wow, and there are I's and N's out there. I do have a 7-letter play on my rack. I have letters and lettres. Do I have anything through this N? Not that I can see. And I don't think I have anything ending AR. But this G looks dangerous. And it's very difficult for me to do anything about that. And look at these remaining tiles. Aha, now, opponents open 2 new lanes and T takes an S in front. Joy of joys. So I have letters for 69. I'll be emptying the bag. Opponent may be bingoing. How long have I got? 4 minutes. So, well, I have something better than, this is the 3rd anagram. I have sterlet for 76. And look at this, S does not take A or E after it, and there are no T's left. So only an I could go there. So a play could end IES. However, this is certainly going to guarantee me the win, and ET does not take an S, so I think this is sufficient justification to make this play and not look further. Well, I draw the S, opponent's got the W and 5 vowels, so opponent is not bingoing. I am surely going out with this. I have cedars from the S. I have cedar and eater. I have AIDS and HA. What about a play in column 13? Nope, not seeing anything there. I have, well, only an A can go next to L and Y. I have raids, so I'm definitely going out. And I think the column 12 play scores the most. Well, opponent goes there, 22 points, 3 minutes on my clock. I don't really want to labour this. So is this best? 17, can I do better than 17? Let me just have a brief squiz. Just wondering if I've got something beginning with N. No, not that I can see. I am going with this. And the final score, 314 for opponent, 466 for me, a winning margin of 152 points. So a huge, huge win. Let's see what I missed. Wow, what a game. So it was me to go first with this horror show, and I played Chi, and I still think it's better than changing. I don't think IO did is a better play. It's pretty much always good to get rid of the Q. Opponent plays If, and I have Duo My for 17. Wow, nice looking rack, no bingo. Opponent plays Mal. Now, I don't play Cop here. Interesting. I play Ungod for 21. Cop was available for 30, and even though it retained G and U, I think the score would have justified that. Wow, missed bingo. Shoneen, difficult one to see. Opponent plays He. And now I do spot Cop. And opponent's rack, they've only got one S, and they burn it for 28 points. Now, this looked promising. No bingo. And I was thinking about Gart and went with Gats. Yeah, it's a tricky one. 5 more points. Gart makes it easier to reach this triple word square. Makes it easier to play in column 11. Gart may have been a better play. Now, not a great rack for opponent. Plays Fun. And here we go. I've got Strelitz for 70, but what I missed was a 7-letter play, Blitzer. B11, Blitzer and Gate. That would have been better. Not opening up row A. But I didn't see it. I played Strelitz. Opponent plays Nerva. And now I play Vrows for 33, but A10. Oh wow, Saukar playable for a bigger score, 9 more points, but keeping UV. I think AC is 9 points better than UV. UV is horrible. I would say that's worth between -10 and -15. And AC is positive, probably worth 3 or 4 points. So I think there's definitely more than a 9-point difference. Now opponent's rack still not improving. Plays Bag. Phew, no missed bingo here. Hariko playable for 36. What do? I play H for 31. I like that. Hariko does open column 15. Now, opponent plays Jig. And I play Caro. Could have played the S for a few more points, but I think when S is the only consonant you've got, then keeping double S is fine. Normally when you've got 2 S's, you can burn the second one fairly cheaply, but I think in this instance with this rack leave, the second S is useful. Opponent plays Pax, and now here we go. I've got a choice of bingos, and I think I mentioned all of those, and I like the one I played. Now, nice rack for opponent, but no bingo. Plays Daily. Oh, wow, missed bingo. That's a shame. Down from the V, there's Ventail. And then G2 onto NE, there is Acetylene. Well, I missed both of those, so well done if you spotted them. Fortunately, it didn't impact the result of the game. So I play Yale. Opponent plays Ton, opening up the board. and I get to play Sterlet for 76, which guarantees me the win. No bingo for opponent, plays or, and I go out with aids for 17. So, what a fantastic game. Great to be back to winning ways after a pretty grim couple of weeks against opponents on ISC. Now, I'm just back from Malta, where I've been competing in the World Seniors Scrabble Championship, 25 games over 3 days, and I'm delighted to say that I finished in runners-up position. Obviously, it would have been nice to come first, but it came down to the final game. I had to win my last 3 games to win the tournament, and I also had to rely on my closest rival losing all 3 games. Well, of those sequences of 3 games, I won my first 2, and my opponent lost their first 2, so it all came down to a final round game. It was not a shootout. We had separate opponents. I won my game and then had to wait 5 or so minutes for the other game to finish, and as a result of that, my opponent won and therefore won the whole event. But absolutely unbelievable stuff. It's such a shame that the tournament wasn't streamed, because there were just so many great games and great players taking part. Anyway, I'm delighted to have done as well as I did, and also the whole experience was fantastic. So, what was I going to say? Oh yes, so I've just flown back very, very late last night, and I'm catching up with the filming, so that might explain why this video has been a bit ragged, but I wanted to get back to recording videos so that I can maintain my publishing schedule, which I've done. And fantastic game, 150 point win, and it just flowed really nicely. So many thanks to opponent for a good game. I hope you enjoyed watching that game. Like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time.